Judah. I'm here with Wolves reporter Tim Spiers. Tim, press conference, Nuno, he's spoken.
He speaks.
He speaks, the man speaks.
Got a voice box and everything.
I mean, what a pleasure to hear from him. How long's it been now?
Several weeks.
It's been a while, but you know, he spoke very well, and I think things are looking up for Saturday. He seems very happy with what they've done in pre-season. Yeah,
it was a good press conference. Really good to hear from him again. Obviously, it's been a while. We haven't spoken to him throughout pre-season. On pre-season, yeah, he's happy with how it's gone. Obviously, new formation, new playing style, lots of new players. There's a lot to take in. They've been working very hard, double sessions, etc. But he's pleased with the progress they've made, and he felt we saw a lot of that progress come out in Saturday's win over Leicester.
I think he said almost that they're ahead of schedule. He's very relaxed with going into Saturday, which I think is great to know, because obviously Zenga's situation last year, it was all a bit of a rush. He's had time to work with these players, and that's going to be so important.
Well, hopefully that'll be the difference this season, because last season we've done such a rush in 6 weeks. And Zenga got off to a flying start with the previous summer squad, and then he tried to integrate the new signings, and that's when it all kind of went belly up, and then he was gone within a few weeks. This time around it's a bit different. We're only expecting him to make one, maybe two more additions in the next few weeks with the transfer window. So he's had time to mould his team as best he can in a short space of time. And he says they're not really ready yet. I think he said in terms of perfecting the formation and the playing style, which of course you'd expect. But he's pleased with how it's gone. He thinks they're as ready as they can be for what's a very highly anticipated opening game of the season.
Like you say, there's a lot of people. He's found out a lot about his players, but he's not going to know the proof of the pudding until 5 o'clock on Saturday, is he really?
No, same with all of us. I mean, none of us can wait really. Such a highly anticipated game. Obviously, it's a sellout, massive, biggest opening day crowd at Molineux for 40 years. It's just incredible. Going to be a great atmosphere.
Oh, unbelievable.
He'll keep his emotions in check. I mean, somebody asked him how's he going to feel at 1 minute to 3 on Saturday. He was like, well, whatever, basically. He's not a very outwardly emotional man.
Is that a good thing though?
I think it's a very good thing in the roller coaster that is Wolves. You need someone to be with a steady hand on the tiller, steadying that ship. If I can use any more cliches.
Keep going.
No, absolutely. I think that was one of the issues with Zenga. He was too passionate on the sidelines. You want your manager to be in control.
Sure.
A leader in any organisation, you want to be in control. I think it's a good thing.
Obviously, not new players. How do you think these Portuguese guys are going to all blend together?
That's how he'll be defined on his success, certainly in the opening months. I mean, I don't expect them all to be a hit straight away. I think that obviously it won't be by the law of averages. I think you look at last summer signings, only one or two really worked out. Most of them are gone now.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you feel they've found a better quality of play this year, or is it difficult to say at this moment?
I think it certainly looks like a step up. Neves and Jota and Bolly certainly look like a step up to me. I mean, last year, I'm not sure if any of last summer's signings, bar Sace, will be in the team. Because Caballero and Costa both missing. But no, they do look like a step up. I think Barry Douglas is a very shrewd addition.
Very much so.
I think Ryan Bennett and John Ruddy as well. Very good additions. But no, as for the lads coming from overseas, they do look a step up, but it will be how quickly they adapt. You look at Saturday's opponents, Middlesbrough, Johnny Howson, probably one of the best midfielders in the league. He'll drop right into that Middlesbrough team, and you know exactly what you're going to get from him.
Absolutely.
Neves might take him a few games to get used to it. So this is the problem that Wolves are going to face. This is the problem when you sign 11 new players. So I get how quickly they adapt, how quickly Nuno adapts, how quickly the old players adapt to the new formation and the new system. There's a lot of variables here. If it all clicks, great, but it probably won't click at first, you've got to say. New
formation as well. Are we expecting the same back line that faced Leicester City on Saturday?
It was an excellent performance against Leicester. I think we'll probably see the same 11. Maybe Bonatini, sorry, not the same 11 because Carvalho's suspended. Maybe Bonatini might come in, new Brazilian striker.
Really straight in,
Dicko's back in training, but whether he's going to be fit enough to start, you'd have to say doubtful after a couple of weeks out. Mason wasn't involved last weekend. We believe he'll be off soon, maybe, so maybe he won't be involved. But apart from that, I think probably the same team that started against Leicester. Cavallero will come out due to suspension. Bonatini is probably the most likely option to come in, if not Joe Mason.
Strange, isn't it? Because the excitement's there, but then you think maybe the front three that you would think is Costa, Caballero, and Dicko, and yet all three not going to be available. So it's very much. They've got to go second string straight away, don't they, up top?
Jota doesn't get in your team then?
Well, he might do, but, I quite like Costa Caballero. He's had a great pre-season.
Yes, but a big thing for Nuno is building from the back, which you could tell by the first 5 signings he made were all defenders. And in fact, he said it in this press conference, he wants to control the game through possession. He wants them to be organised. At Porto and Valencia, his last two clubs, they both had the best defensive record in the league, so we can expect that. I don't think they'll be getting thrashed. They'll be quite tight games. It's whether they click in that final third, which they did against Leicester, but they hadn't done throughout pre-season. That will be the key. And as you rightly point out, it is kind of second string, and Zyro's not fit, and Graham hasn't played too much in pre-season.
Mason's not really pushed himself.
Yeah, exactly. And Bright's been a bit iffy, and they still haven't got that elusive second striker in. They're looking at Sam Gallagher. So the front line's an issue. Goals are an issue potentially. But at the other end, you've got to say defensively they look very good. They look very organised. Neves and Sace look really good in central midfield the other day. The wing backs have played throughout pre-season. Douglas and Doherty, again, they look very well suited to those positions. And Ruddy settled in goal as well. So the rest of the team I won't be too concerned about. It's just those goals up front.
Nuno got asked a lot of questions about the money they've spent, but they face the Championship favourites really in Middlesbrough coming here, and they're not going to give a lot of goals away at the back as well. I think top 3 or 4 best defensive records, even though they got relegated up until February this season.
Yeah, under Karanka, that was their big thing, wasn't it? I just spoke to John Ruddy as well before Nuno. And he said Middlesbrough spending's kind of gone under the radar, really. I mean, they spent a hell of a lot more than Wolves have. 23 million on 2 players alone. Sombalonga and Braithwaite. They bought in House as well, as I said, a fantastic addition.
Great signings.
Yeah, should probably point out to the viewers that Mr. Judah might have been a Middlesbrough fan in a past life.
Oh, past life?
Or still a Middlesbrough fan. We'll find out on Saturday.
We shall see in the press box.
But I've got to say, analysing their squad and their team, they've probably got the best team and squad in the division.
Absolutely, yeah.
The players they bought in, Sombalonga, Cyrus Christie's come in, Howson's come in.
Braithwaite, Darren Randolph.
They've just bought Ashley Fletcher.
Incredible.
They've got Bamford, they've got Gestead as well. These are backup players. Clayton's still there in midfield.
Yeah.
George Friend, excellent. So it's a huge test. And Middlesbrough have had an iffy pre-season as well. But again, mirroring Wolves, they ended on a high at home with a good 2-1 win last weekend. So yeah, huge test. I mean, these are kind of players that won't take long to adapt to the Championship. Sombalonga, etc., and House, and like I said, so huge test.
But you've got to think the Middlesbrough will probably be there or thereabouts come the end of the season. But before they hit the straps, this is probably a good time to play them. First game at home, under a new management, new players. You've got the Team Keens factor as well. The atmosphere is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, Wolves have got a history of the balloon kind of bursting when they finally get a sellout and have a great atmosphere at home. So hopefully they won't be the case.
This is not Sky though.
Yeah, exactly. There's an awful lot of optimism around the club at the moment, on and off the pitch. Everybody can't wait for this first game. I hope the ball doesn't burst. Either way, it'll be a great atmosphere. Full house at Molineux. Possibly the biggest crowd at Molineux since 1981, which is just astounding in any game. So we can't wait. Yeah, so it's all about it, as always in Championship matches. Those first 10 minutes, setting the tone. You can start getting your foot stuck in there, keep the tempo high, and hopefully score a couple of goals.
How are you feeling? Nervous? Excited?
Quietly optimistic. Quietly optimistic. I think there's a lot of work still to be done. It's only been 5-6 weeks since Nuno started training. Like I said, a lot of new players, new formation, new playing style. New manager as well. So there's still maybe another signing to come. This final piece in the jigsaw. This striker. They still haven't signed that yet. So there's a lot of work still to be done. Some players still to ship out. But yeah, new season. Very exciting. Can't wait to see how they get on.
Wolves against Middlesbrough at Molineux, 3 o'clock Saturday. Make sure you follow us at expressandstar.com.